and I'm here on our Norfolk smallholding, and it's Monday, October afternoon. It's tea time and I'm going to take you around and introduce you to a few of my friends. Oh, what? Hello! Hello to you as well. Hello! These are my little ducks, my little cool ducks. The two brown and white ones, the two pied ladies, they are new ones that I got recently at the autumn show. The little guy in the middle of these two kind of apricot colour ones, that's Wobbly. He's the Drake, and he is astonishingly 14 years old. We've had him for a very long time. He's really quite a character, and I wonder if it's all these younger ladies that he has around him that sort of keep him quite sprightly, because he doesn't really look any different to what he did when I got him. They're lovely little ducks. They were originally bred as decoys, so they're quite voluble, and some may say gobby. They do like to quack a lot, they're quite noisy, and they used to actually draw in wild ducks. They used to be used by hunters. Some of the practices that were used to make them quack were not very humane. But they are lovely little ducks to have, their little bantams. They're not as destructive on your ground as some of the bigger ducks are. And I always think they're like nature's Prozac when they quack. They're really, really funny, and they're just nice to have. I do love them very much. And these little guys hiding under the hedge, these are my Pekin bantams. They're my little flumpies. Mr. Flump in the middle. I've had him a few years. I don't know how old he was when I got him. He wasn't a young bird. And I suspect the breeder probably got rid of him because he doesn't really do his stuff with the ladies. Mrs. F there, the meal fur little one, she religiously every summer she goes brooding, she sits on his eggs, and she's never managed to hatch anything yet. Nothing really seems to develop, so I think he's got a few shortcomings in that department, but it doesn't matter because I love him and they love him, so he's fine. And these two little cuties, I got these at the autumn show as well, the little lavender one and the buff one, and they're really, really pretty little birds, and they seem to have fitted in with the others. I'm just going to give them their tea and get them in and get the ducks in. So I'll just have to pop this down a little bit. Come on then, you've got to come in for your tea. Come on. Good boy. Come on. Come on. That's a good boy. Right, come on you two, three. Come on. There you go. Have your tea. There you go. Good girl. We just pop them in and get the ducks in. Right, come on guys, tea time. You'd almost think they were trained, but generally once you get one duck going in the right direction, the others will follow. They're actually quite easy. There you go, well done. Whoops. There we go. Hello. These ladies are my girls that I got from the British Hen Welfare Trust. I got a few this year and there's a couple of older ones in there. They were caged hens. British Hen Welfare Trust, when the farms change their hens over at the end of their productive lives, they rehome them to people like me, little small keepers, and basically they have a retirement, which is really nice. They're kept in cages, they're in 24-hour daylight, really laying eggs, so they haven't seen grass, but the chicken instinct's really, really strong, and they just come out and do what chickens do. The only thing they don't know about is day and night, because they've been in 24-hour light. So for the first few days at dusk you have to lift them into the hen house, because they don't understand that they have to go into roost. But once they get the idea, they're fine, and they keep us supplied with lots and lots of really nice eggs. Even though they are considered not to be productive anymore in a commercial environment, they still lay really well, and they're lovely tame birds to keep. Very easy to handle and just really entertaining to watch. They're all happy having their tea. I try and feed them about hour and a half or so before dusk, so that they generally at this time of year I give them wheat, and perhaps wheat and corn, because that's slower to digest, so that keeps them warm over the night. Right, these guys are my Brahmas. That's Banjo. Hi Banjo! And his girls. Brahmas are one of my favourite breeds of chicken. They are such beautiful, big, gentle characters. I love them, but we lost a few to the fox this year because they are so quiet. We didn't even realise that there was a fox in the garden. So they've disappeared now. But we've got 2 guinea fowl that we got also from the autumn show. Because guinea fowl are really, really good flock lookouts. They're very vigilant, and they do a lot of alarm calls. But their only problem is with these 2, they were quite young when we got them. They're quite flighty and unhinged creatures anyway, guinea fowl. And one of them actually escaped from the aviary last week and spent the night up a tree. There they are, there's one. We couldn't get her out, so we were under this tree at dawn the next day waiting for her to come down. And they're very, very quick, guinea fowl. She evaded capture for about 6 hours. I really didn't want her to get out into the fields or anything, because they shoot around here, and you know, if she'd sort of gone off and been feral, she'd probably end up being shot. But we did eventually catch her, and we managed to get her back with her sister. But they are staying in here. It's quite a big run. We're keeping them in for a little bit until they know where food is, they know where their roost is, and they're quite happy, because they are so flighty, and you know, I really, really don't want to lose one of them. They are growing fast. They could do with getting a little bit fatter so they're a bit less flighty really, but guinea fowl are always prone to going up trees anyway. But hopefully these 2 will settle down, and then everybody will be allowed to free range in the garden, help themselves to the apples like they normally do. So I've got to give these guys their tea and shut them in that covered run, so the guinea fowl don't decide they're going to go up a tree again when it gets dark. Right, I'm now off to give Star her tea and give the sheep their tea. It's about 5 o'clock now, so it's going to be dark in about an hour and a half. Hello! Are you hungry? Are you hungry? This is Star. Star's an Irish cob She's somewhere between about 12 and 14. I'm not quite sure how old she is. She's owned me for about 8 years. I'm her little person. You like having a little person, don't you? Little person brings you tea. She said, well, get on with it then. Yes, get through the fence. Mind your big nose. You want your tea? Yeah, oh, we don't want to see those teeth, do we? That's because yes, you had your teeth done by the vet last week, which was a bit of a trial because she cantered off and she had to be sedated, and now I've got to pay the bill, haven't I? Come on. She is lovely, but she's a monkey. But that's how I like her to be. I like the fact she's got character. Right, there's your tea. Do you want your little treat? You want your extra treat? There you go. She has a little treat at tea time as well. I'm just going to have to pop this down because I've got to go and get her. That's just an hors d'oeuvre. For her main course, she's going to be having some hay. Oh, she had an appetiser of some carrots about half an hour ago when I gave some to the sheep as well. There you go, Star's happily munching away on a main course. And we've cleaned out these. It's very important to pick her hooves out twice a day because the soil's quite clayey here, and she does get a little bit of a problem with thrush. So we've always got to try and keep on top of that. It's very muddy, isn't it? And you like to roll in it. And I can hear a chorus starting down here because I think they probably want their tea. So I've got to go and pick up their bowls because I washed them this morning, so they're all nice and sparkly clean. Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. Yes. Oh, you guys know it's tea time, don't you? That's Alphonse, the alpaca. And here's the guys coming in, trundling along for their tea. I just got to climb through the fence. Hello. Hello, this is Hector. Hector's a golden Guernsey and he's very, very naughty. You've got a goat personality, haven't you? Yes. There's the other guys. Now they are a bit spoiled because at tea time I always give them half a biscuit. But this lady here, Mrs. Crumble Sheep, she has decided of recent that she's not going to eat any own brand biscuits. It's McVitie's all the way for this girlie. She does like a genuine hobnob. So I'm just going to have to stop this a minute while I break up the biscuits, otherwise somebody's going to get a whole one. And you hope it's you, madam, don't you? Just hang on. Okie dokie, come on. You know where you've got to go for your biscuit? On your little pedestal. Good boy. Mr. Bobble Sheep. Hello, lady. Mitten is a bit... Well, he won't get in the scrum with the other ones, so I pop his in my pocket and he can have that later when the excitement's died down. Just panning round. This chap doesn't eat biscuits. I think alpacas are wheat intolerant. Yes, I'm going to have to go down the specialist foods aisle, aren't I, Alphonse, and get you a something or other. He's not used to biscuits, so he doesn't come for that. He'll just come for his food. So I'll just... Look, you get out of my pocket. You've had it. You've had it, yes. I just got to pop into the cupboard and get their hard feed, and I'll be back with you in just a sec. Okay, Alphonse is having his tea. He has special alpaca food. Sheep are very susceptible to copper, especially the North Ronaldses. I've got 2 of those, but alpacas are even more susceptible to it. So Alphonse has a special alpaca and llama mix, but I'm convinced there's some kind of like something akin to sheep nip in it, because it's very, very attractive to certain sheep, including this one who's trying to home in, which is why I have to hold Alphonse's bucket up out of the way, otherwise he basically won't get any. He's a lovely boy. I've had him a few months. He's about 2. Don't really know too much about what it was like before he came here. I know he wasn't handled a lot, so he is very aloof and very skitty. He wasn't given any vaccinations or anything like that, so we've had to do that this weekend, and that was just really distressing for all of us because he was really frightened. And alpacas actually scream when you get them and they're frightened like that, and it was really horrible. And all the guys were a bit subdued yesterday because they had their vaccine, but normal services resume now. Bobble, he's so naughty. Come on. Alphonse is quite a slow eater. He likes to digest and cogitate. So Hector, everyone's finished before him. You like to think about it, don't you? Look. Sorry, I'm trying to fend off a ginger goat here, who's now rubbing himself down my leg. So if the camera wobbles, it's a goat-based issue, I'm afraid. I'm trying not to. He's very attention-seeking, Hector. You're a beautiful boy, aren't you, Alphonse? Apparently he's A1 quality, so his fleece is really going to be something special, and hopefully by then I'll be good enough at spinning to actually do it justice. Because my sister always says she's got an alpaca nephew. My goal really is to, you know, hopefully for next Christmas be able to knit her a little something that's made with his fleece. And perhaps some of the sheep fleece blended in, which would be really nice, and I'm sure she'd love it. I think Star might feel left out. Good boy. He often sort of disappears off out after he's had his tea. Because this lot are just like hoovers, basically. You just hoover up anything, won't you? They said, come on, get on with the second course. We want our hay. Yeah, I get your hay. I get your hay. Right, these guys are all happy with their hay now. This is Bobble. Hello, Bobble. Hello. Bobble is a North Ronaldsay. It's a famous Mr. Bobble sheep who had the bladder operation because he had bladder stones and he was really quite poorly when he was very young. But he's a kind of sheep who really doesn't mind being handled. So we took the chance that, you know, he might not come through this operation because the only alternative was put to sleep, and we had him operated on, and he's been okay ever since. I always know it's a possibility these stones may come back, but I mean he's about 6 or 7 now, so he's doing okay. It's Mister up on his pedestal. This is why he thinks he's God, basically, because I provided him with pedestals and he has to get up on them. Of course, you like a little treat, don't you? That's Mitten. Mitten's my other North Ronaldsay. Mitten's kind of like a felted haystack. I really don't think I'm going to be able to do much with his fleece. I mean, he likes a cuddle, and I think he felts himself by rubbing himself on the log. So he's a bit of a monkey. Hector's got a little seesaw as well. Yeah, you're going to demonstrate to everybody how clever you are. Do you want your biscuit, Mitten? No? Bobble's going to have your biscuit, look. No, Hector's getting it. Spoilt. You are spoilt. And this lady is Crumble, and she's a Herdwick. She's an old ewe. She's done sheep stuff. She's bred some show-winning lambs. and she's not able to have any lambs anymore, so she's having a retirement with these guys. I think she could probably live without you, but you're here now. But she's a lovely sheep. I had 2 Herdwick ewes, but I unfortunately lost one earlier this year, which is a blow, because they are a lovely breed of sheep to have. You know, she's lovely to keep. She's very funny. She's very gentle. And she seems to be she was a bit down after losing her friend, but she seems to be getting on with the guys okay. And Alphonse basically looks after everybody. He is always on the lookout for danger, especially the neighbours' cats. And he will see them off. So he seems to be settling in okay. I did worry about him because obviously it's just him. I haven't got any more alpacas. But he seems to get on okay with these guys. So he's a very funny thing. Will you stop nudging me? You're not getting anything else. It's actually a really lovely evening. I'm very, very lucky to have this on my doorstep. It's not always brilliant. In the middle of winter, it's very bleak, very depressing, and very, very, very muddy. But I would never swap having these guys. They really are just fantastic, and I love just coming and sitting out with them. I think sheep are brilliant. People think that they're just these woolly things that trundle around in fields, but they've got really amazing little characters, each of them. Some things have got more character than everything else put together. Yes, we're talking about you. But I love them, and Alphonse is just fantastic as well. I'm really very lucky. So I am going to now go back to the house, carry down some buckets of water for these guys, put a baked potato in the oven for me, and I will catch you next time. Thank you for watching.